Mike Bohn here at Ruka Training Center with Luke Rockhold, who is set to make his return just a few weeks away now. We're August 20th. How are you feeling, man? We see you just finished sparring, so training camp well underway.
Yeah, 8 weeks. Few weeks, 8 weeks. A little different, but same thing, all in all, really. When it comes down to it, I feel like I've been in camp for 8 weeks already. Maybe longer, actually. So it's just managing everything and getting ready to go. You know, I've been pushing it. I feel better than I've ever felt. When I'm on, when I get everything dialed in, it's perfect.
Yeah, and what did you have to do when they changed the date? Like, was there any starting and stopping? You said you were obviously training pretty hard already, so did you have to pull back a little bit?
I mean, everything is just a blessing in disguise. You know, it just gives me more time to prep. Like I said, I took that hiatus, that leave of absence, and you know, I mean, you burn out. Everyone can burn out in the sport, and I mean, in any sport, especially in fighting. Coming in the gym every day and fighting people, like sometimes you just hit a wall. 15 years in the sport, you know, 14 years. It's like I needed to take a break, take 2 or 3 years away, and I have that hunger, I have that will. I want that. I want to watch my sparring. I want to watch my opponents. You know, I mean, the last few fights, I wasn't even fucking watching film. You know, I wasn't watching myself. I was just like, wasn't eager to like get home and turn on fucking Fight Pass and watch them. You know, do my homework. I'm fucking hungry every day, and I want it, and my body feels great. So.
Was there a moment that clicked where you refound that passion or something that happened, whether it was personally or a fight you saw? What was the moment that page turned for you?
I mean, I know it's not a popular subject right now, but I did have an abortion and I did have a big breakup, and it was just like there was a lot committed and trying to, you know, I'm 37 and, you know, wanting that, needing that, and then it all falling apart, and it hurt, you know. It definitely was a big turning point in realizing where my life was and where I'm going. You know what I mean? Having a kid on the way and prepping for that and carrying the weight of a kid and another, you know, it weighs on you to where you want to be, put yourself in that place later in life. And having to make that decision, a lot of things just weren't right. There wasn't a lot of truth on both sides, on either side, and it just fucked me up. And it made me fucking transition and really change my life for the better. So ever since then, I've been sober. I was in Super Bowl weekend was that, and that was my week after was sobriety. So I want what I want it all.
Well, I appreciate
and that was that. So anyway, I think that's it, and I want this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And every part of me wants this, and I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna compromise that come that day. I'll do more than Paulo Costa, and I'll do more leading to that point. I'll do more in the cage, and I'll keep doing more after.
And I've noticed you've been bouncing around training camps a little bit. You went to, I know you're in San Jose, I know you're going to Florida. What's kind of the approach in terms of the mindset? Is it just getting as many looks as you can, you know, working with the coaches you've worked with historically and making this happen?
Yeah, I think you get different looks from everywhere. Everyone adds something different. I mean, it's foolish to think that like growing up in one program is going to be the best. You're going to get the best technique in the world from that one guy. You know, everyone's chemistry is different, and there's masters all of the realm all over the world. And what I live for in life is to travel the world and meet the masters of their realms and learn from those masters, and in whichever realm they're in. You know, especially in the fight game. There's so many people around the world to learn from and to grow your game. And loyalty is big to me, of course. And the people I've always trained with, I've always kept my loyalty with my teams and my training situations. And I feel like it keeps it fresh. I feel like it keeps it new. And at 37 years old, I'm hungry to go check out and test myself. You know, I walk over to Sanford next week, put myself in the Lions Den with all those guys, and, you know, pass that test. You know, I passed the test at AKA. I'm down here. We do our focused work, me and Perlo and Chito and Mackenzie, and we got a great thing going down here. But, you know, it's always good to put yourself in an uncomfortable position and overcome that.
And to go back to what you said there, I don't want to dig too much in, but you mentioned sobriety. Was there an issue, you know, something that you thought was going too far on that end, or was it just completely cutting that out and seeing how it would be? What would you say? I
mean, I'm not saying like sobriety. Maybe I misspoke, but I'm not drinking. Yeah, I was drinking a bit much, and I was enjoying myself too much. That's what happens. Yeah. Parched from fucking sparring. But yeah, no, it's just not helping. You know what I mean? And I know that I'm 37 years old, and I want to give every bit of my focus to that, and like one glass of wine leads to another, and it's just like my body just doesn't like it. When I'm training, my body doesn't like alcohol, so I'm not going to drink alcohol.
Yep, I can understand that. And as far as this fight, what's your level of trust in Paulo? I mean, it's being all over the map with him. Like, are you confident that this fight's going to happen at the weight class that it's scheduled for, that the contract you signed for? There's already one change. What's like your level of worry, I guess?
I trust my contract. I trust the UFC. they've guaranteed me that they're monitoring the situation and they have everything locked in play, and I have to have faith in that process and do everything on my end. I know I do everything on this end. I'm going to come out victorious no matter who's across the cage for me.
What do you think?
Yeah, no matter who's across the cage. I mean, I think Paulo will make it. I think he'll bitch and he'll complain and he'll do his stupid shit, but I think he'll make it one way or the other, on weight or off. As long as he's relatively on weight, we're going to do this.
What do you think this fight means? You win this, you come back after 3 years. Where do you think this puts you in the division?
My last fight at middleweight was for the title, was for an interim title fight against the guy who missed weight. I was ranked number 2. Coming back and beating number 4 and putting him away. I think let it work, let it talk, let it speak for itself.
And we're just actually a week away from a middleweight title fight. Israel Adesanya is going to mix it up with Jared Cannonier, UFC 276. What do you think of Izzy? I mean, he wasn't even really, he was very new to the UFC last time he fought. He's obviously established a nice run here as middleweight champion. What do you think of that fight, and what do you just make of him as champion?
I think Izzy's a great champion. I think he's a good character. I like Izzy. I'm not going to lie. I want to fight him for sure. I think he wins this fight. I mean, Jared Cannonier throws hard. He could hit a leg in the wrong spot. You never know, or hit something wild. But I think Izzy's range and his dynamicness is going to be too much. Jared tried to take him down. He doesn't have enough solid top game to hold him. I think I'm the only one that can beat Izzy and play the right tactics, and I got that fight.
And I know you were up at AK, as we kind of talked about. They released the videos of you grappling with Habib and stuff. How nice was it to be back with all those guys? Saw you do like a sit down with DC interview and stuff. Was it some good old feelings being there?
Yeah, it's fun. It's good to be back and feel everybody at the young energy, Usman and Umar and all these kids coming up. Man, there's some good kids, some other young local talent too. So it's just fun to get back with Habib and Cormier and a few of the guys and see it, feel it, Hav and the crew. Definitely good energy, It's good to be back and make my presence felt and just feel myself, Getting that energy, it pulls in, getting that late night bike nights, and we're all pushing each other like the old days, It was good. It was necessary.
Do you know who's going to be in your corner for this fight now that you kind of are working with a few different gyms?
I know it's a mix-up. There'll be a few people from a mixed bag. You never know who's going to be in the corner. We'll see. And maybe Lucy, you never know.
And last but not least, how do you think you win this fight? Do you feel like you can stop Paulo? Do you think this is going to be a very one-sided fight, or are you looking forward to maybe, it's been so long since you fought, kind of getting in there and feeling the full fight of experience of, a back-and-forth kind of battle?
I think there's two ways, it's easy. There's an easy fight and there's a hard fight. I really truly think I can make this fight look easy. If I go out there and I fight present, not focused on anything else and just letting myself go, and I get that flow state, I'm going to smoke this fool. He's just too tit for tat. He's just too bulky. He looks for breaks. And if I just execute, I take my time, I be patient, I'm going to finish him. He wants to go kick for kick or whatever he wants to do from the outside. He can't reach me on the outside, and he's fucked if we go to the ground.
All right, well, appreciate the time, Luke. Best of luck with the rest of camp, and it was great seeing you again.
Thank you. See you.